I has camera in my head. Yeah, it's amazing. Yep, spelunking for views. Alright, we got single mom here again. So, I've tried to record this once before, but the video died and got, like, corrupted. So it was, like, bad.
Hello.
He says hi, by the way, guys. Cost KSC75s. You've been with me for the KPH30i review. This is I don't want to say little brother to that, but these are almost like earbuds for cost. You can tell by their shape that they're a little different. Other companies have done this, but not that many. So they go over your ear with this little loop, and then they just kind of sit there like an on-ear with this little pad. Koss is kind of a master of low price but high performance for the price sort of deal, and these are no exception to that. They started that with the Porta Pro literally like 40 years ago. These are an even somehow magically more portable version. Let's talk about a couple things. Build first. They are not poorly built, but they're not greatly built. Like they're mostly plastic. There's a little metal in this sense that it goes up and over and back around with this little metal, more or less guide for shaping. And that's about the only metal you see. The rest of it's a plastic build with these very thin little foam bits. But the foam bits are just enough considering how very light they are and that there's no clamp because there's no overarching headband. So they don't press on your ear at all and they basically weigh nothing. So you don't mind any of that. Metal just surrounded in silicone around the back of your ear and then just very light little press of a very thin foam. I've heard that you can get Yaxi pads on these, which were originally for the Porta Pros. That still are pretty good. They sound good. They feel good. So that's an upgrade you can make if you want. But I'm pretty sure the Yaxi pads cost more than the headphones because they're $15. Did I mention that? The cable is not great. It's attached, obviously, but at that price you kind of expect it. And it's so small, it's very hard to justify changing it. I'm not upset about that for what these are. But obviously these are not, this isn't a high quality cable. It's rubber, it's the same as you would get on any IEM, except for this kind of weird, not actually right angle, but more of 110, 120 degree angle. It's weird. It's designed to be portable, is basically why that exists. Which, the one thing I can complain about for portability on this is that it's easy to drive, doesn't take anything to drive, super comfortable and super light and cheap. Can't complain about anything about that except there's no mic, which for portable I feel like that's a missed opportunity because even the KPH30i has a mic. Crappy earbuds have a mic from Dollar Tree. So that's the one thing I'm kind of, I feel like that's a missed opportunity here because these are obviously meant to be a workout, have on your phone sort of thing. There is an exception to this. I'm pretty sure that the mass drop version, which instead of silver comes in a kind of a black, dark blue, I'm pretty sure that has a mic on it. So if you really want the mic, you can do that. Single mom, you've worn these before, right?
I want to say yes.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, when I went over to your house last time, I think I tried them out. Unless that was something orchestral.
Yeah. And I think orchestral is a good place for these. They do not sound bad. They're very clear and they're wider than you expect. Not wide, but wider than you would think. And they have decent imaging. However, the biggest flaw I would point out with these is that the bass is almost anemic. It's not that it's not there. You can tell it exists, but it's not, there is no oomph to it. Other than that, the mids are very good, very clear, and the highs are bright and colorful, but they are not shrill yet. And I haven't noticed any ringing in the highs either. So these don't wear on your ears. So as long as you're listening for basically anything other than bass heavy music, these are going to be very, very good. They're decently wide and a little open. There's these little vents there, and they have just a tiny bit of space, maybe half an inch to an inch outside of where they are in your ear. Decent imaging and an all-around very clean sound for what they cost. And again, these are for headphones extremely cheap at $15. So I can't recommend these enough for how cheap they are. For if nothing else other than just to try them, because if you're wrong, it's like 2 sandwiches. And I'm not trying to diss anyone for not having money. I've been there, but as far as headphones go, like single mom here, he's coming out of headphones that cost a lot more than these, like 30,
It's a tad bit, like 100, 200 times more.
something like that. Just $15, $900, $15. Now, don't get me wrong; those do something that these don't. Would I say that objectively more expensive headphones, most of them that I have, are better? More or less, yes, most of them. But do these compete in a similar category as headphones significantly more expensive than them? Yes. Yes, they do. These have exclusively, they have 2 problems. Assuming you discount the mic, because you can get a version with a mic that I think is actually a couple dollars cheaper off drop. They have 2 problems. The bass is basically not there. They don't shake your head at all. And their other problem is that these exist. The KPH30i, which is also by KSC. They're a little more headphone shaped, but still kind of weird. They look like they came out of Fisher-Price or Toys R Us before they died.
Last of the headphones from Toys R Us.
Yeah, last of the Toys R Us headphones. Cossack's Toys R Us 2020. But the problem is that these are in every way better than these. Except for price. Other than that, they're more comfortable. They weigh almost the same amount. They're more ear-shaped. They have wider soundstage, better imaging, better lows, a warmer but cleaner sound. And they cost twice as much. But that twice as much is still only $15 more at $30, which is still very cheap. They still have a removable or a non-removable cable, but at this price you kind of can't complain. They're definitely wider, more open, more airy, more warm. They're about as easy to drive, and they have a mic. When I put the KSC75s on, I go, wow, that is ridiculously good for the price. And I can't say I don't recommend them, because if literally $15 is what you can afford, then you cannot do better than them. Or $12. I think drop is like $12. My only issue is that in the same product line, I would say, in the same company, KSC makes something at $15 more, the 75s, or it's not the same, the 30i's, that are in every way better, which in their own review, I didn't really explain that as much because I was waiting for this. Is that the big elephant in the room is the KSC75s, while half as much, I would say are less than half as good. They're good. They're much better than $15. They hit in definitely that like $50, $60 range. But the 30i's kind of compete in like a $200 to $500 range. They are legitimately that good. And so if the only way I would recommend the 75s are if you absolutely need super, super portable where you just hate headbands, or you don't have an extra $15 on top of the 15 the KSC75s cost. Which, if you don't, whatever, then these are the perfect choice for you because they are good. They're very good. These are probably the cheapest entry I have ever seen into good audio in the world. But if you have any extra money and you're just looking for that one set, the 30i's are going to give you a much more audiophile experience. So that's what I leave you with. Single mom, you got anything?
No, I think you kind of covered everything. Just so I'm just gonna agree with all that.
Nice.
I'm a value seeker, so those do sound like good headphones for me.
Yeah. I gave you some more expensive headphones, and I'm pretty sure I reviewed them, the triple driver in-ears. But maybe we'll do a part 2 with you over here sometime after COVID lets us all be like around each other again.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too far off.
Shouldn't be. Should be pretty soon. All right, guys. I still love Koss. I love both of these. I don't have Porta Pros yet. I might someday, but it's gonna be hard to beat what I got here. So I'm just gonna leave you with that.